Some riders crave speed, others just want to turn heads. But the smartest, most experienced motorcyclists, they know how to keep their bikes running flawlessly and save serious money while doing it. In this video, I'm going to share 10 rare but essential motorcycle tips that separate casual riders from those who really understand their machines. And trust me, if you don't know these, you're falling behind. Tip 1. Stop skipping warm-ups. Most people fire up their bikes, rev the throttle a little, and hit the road. But what they don't realize is this simple habit is slowly damaging their engines. Cold oil moves like syrup, sluggish and thick, especially on chilly mornings. For those first few seconds, your engine parts aren't properly lubricated. And every time you do this, you're causing microscopic wear on vital components. Over time, that adds up. The fix is ridiculously simple. Let your bike idle for at least 30 seconds. But here's the real secret. Don't just idle. Ride gently for the first few minutes. Give your oil time to warm up and flow smoothly. This way your gears shift better, your engine runs cleaner, and you dramatically extend its life. It doesn't cost a cent and it adds years to your motor. Smart riders do it. Do you? Tip 2. Your chain's killing your bike. Now here's something even veteran riders mess up. Chain tension. Too tight? You're destroying your sprockets and putting dangerous strain on your transmission. Too loose? You'll feel sloppy shifting, and you risk the chain snapping or derailing. But here's the part nobody talks about. As your suspension moves up and down, the angle of your chain changes. If it's too tight, it can't adjust naturally, putting intense stress on your bearings and transmission shaft. That leads to oil leaks, noisy shifting, or even cracked cases over time. Always check chain slack with someone sitting on the bike or with a strap simulating rider weight. And remember, chains stretch. If you're a hard rider or carry passengers, it stretches even faster. Ignoring this can cost you $300 to $600 for a new chain and sprockets, and over $800 if you damage seals or bearings. Check it monthly. It'll save you a fortune. Tip number 3. Most people overinflate their tires. Everyone worries about low tire pressure, but the hidden danger is actually too much air. Overinflated tires get stiff and lose their ability to absorb bumps. That shock gets transferred directly into your wheels, bearings, forks, and frame, and it adds up fast. Plus, tire pressure changes as the temperature rises. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit increase, your tire pressure climbs about 1 psi. So if you overinflate on a cold morning, by the time it heats up, you might be riding on dangerously overpressurized tires. This shrinks your contact patch, reduces grip, makes braking harder, and increases wear on your suspension. Solution? Always check your tire pressure cold with a good quality gauge. Don't guess and don't rely on those ancient gas station pumps. Your factory specs aren't just made up. They're based on real-world riding and testing. Stick to them. Tip number 4. Your clutch might not be slipping. Ever feel like your clutch is starting to slip? You twist the throttle, but your bike doesn't pull like it should. Most riders panic and start shopping for a new clutch. But here's the truth. In most cases, your clutch is fine. The problem is your cable. As you ride, clutch cables naturally stretch. Or worse, someone tightens it too much without leaving proper slack. If your clutch lever doesn't have a bit of free play, about 2 to 3 millimeters, you're basically riding with the clutch slightly engaged all the time. This burns out your clutch plates way faster than normal. Quick fix? Check and adjust your clutch cable once a month. It takes 5 minutes, no special tools required, and it could literally double the life of your clutch. And if your bike uses a hydraulic clutch, don't forget about the fluid. Old fluid absorbs moisture, loses pressure, and makes it feel like your clutch is slipping when it's really just worn out fluid. Tip number 5. Coolant can be a silent killer. Here's a dangerous one most people overlook. You probably know coolant keeps your bike from overheating, but what you might not realize is old coolant turns acidic over time. And that acid quietly eats away at aluminum engine parts, water pumps, and cylinder heads. Even if your temperature gauge looks normal, your engine could still be suffering. And by the time you notice a problem, you might be looking at a blown head gasket or a leaking water pump. Solution? Change your coolant every 2 years. Or sooner if you ride hard, live in a hot climate, or notice any debris in your overflow tank. Use a test strip if you're unsure, and never, I mean never, mix different types of coolant. Mixing green, orange, or blue coolants can turn into a thick gel that blocks your radiator and causes catastrophic overheating. Use clean distilled water if you're mixing coolant and stick to one type. Tip number 6. Dirty air filters can cost you an engine. This one's sneaky. A clogged air filter doesn't just rob you of horsepower, it also leans out your air-fuel mixture, making your engine run hotter. Hotter combustion temps lead to overworked exhaust valves, and if they stay hot too long, they can warp or burn. Warning signs: rough idling, stalling, backfires, and in extreme cases, a complete valve failure. The good news? An air filter costs next to nothing. Replace it regularly, and if you ride in dusty, dirty, or wet conditions, check it even more often than your manual suggests. Off-road riders should inspect it weekly. It's a 5-minute job that could save you thousands in engine repairs. Tip number 7. Don't forget about fork oil. Now here's a maintenance tip that almost nobody talks about: fork oil. Most people don't realize your suspension doesn't just wear out from mileage or hard riding. The oil inside your forks breaks down over time. When it does, your front suspension loses its ability to absorb bumps, your forks dive hard under braking, and your seals wear out faster. What happens if you ignore it? You'll start noticing sloppy handling, sketchy braking feel, and eventually those expensive fork seals will start leaking. And fork seal jobs aren't cheap. Depending on your bike and shop rates, you're looking at $200 to $400 just in labor and parts. Smart riders change their fork oil every 10,000 to 15,000 miles. Not only will your suspension feel like new again, but you'll avoid bigger problems down the road. Bonus tip: if you feel your bike is starting to wobble in turns or feel vague under braking, check your fork oil. It might be time. Tip number 8. Not all brake pads are created equal. Let's talk stopping power. A lot of riders cheap out when it comes to brake pads, and it's a massive mistake. Cheap pads, especially those no-name ones you find on eBay, can be way too hard. That means they chew through your rotors faster than you'd believe. And replacing rotors? That's $300 or more per rotor, plus labor. The fix? Use brake pads suited to how you ride. Organic pads are great for smooth city riding with good stopping power at lower temps. Sintered or semi-metallic pads are better for aggressive riding and high-speed braking because they handle heat better. Also, don't assume the most expensive pad is the best for your bike. Match your pad to your riding style, your rotor type, and your typical environment. Good pads protect your rotors and improve your braking feel. Bad pads ruin them and risk your safety. Tip number 9. Your spark plugs are trying to tell you something. Most riders ignore their spark plugs until something goes wrong. But if you know how to read them, they're like a health report for your engine. A black, sooty spark plug? You're running rich, too much fuel. A white, chalky plug means it's running lean, not enough fuel, which risks overheating. And if you see oily deposits, that might mean your valve seals are leaking, allowing oil to slip into the combustion chamber. Check your spark plugs every 5,000 miles. They can warn you about problems long before a dashboard light comes on. Plus, replacing them regularly keeps your bike running smoother, idling cleaner, and starting easier. Remember, spark plugs don't just make a spark. They tell the story of what's happening inside your engine. Tip number 10. The truth about fuel additives. Finally, let's bust a popular myth. There's a huge market for fuel system cleaners and octane boosters promising to clean your injectors and improve power. The truth? Most of them are overpriced snake oil. Unless your fuel injectors are actually clogged, you don't need them. The best thing you can do for your fuel system is use top-tier gasoline from major brands like Shell, Chevron, or Mobil. These fuels already contain detergents designed to clean injectors and reduce carbon buildup. Tests have shown that consistently using good gas keeps engines cleaner than any additive you can buy at a gas station. And if you do need an additive, stick to proven names like Techron or Seafoam and use them sparingly. Overusing them can foul your spark plugs or damage sensitive sensors. Bonus tip: your helmet might be lying to you. Here's something most riders never think about. You might be wearing a helmet right now that looks perfectly fine, but isn't protecting you the way it should. Helmets aren't meant to last forever. Even if you've never crashed, The foam inside gradually breaks down from heat, sweat, UV rays, and age. Research shows that after 5 years, most helmets lose a noticeable amount of their ability to absorb impact, and by 7 years, the difference is dramatic. Yet a lot of riders keep using them, thinking, hey, it still looks new. The problem is when you actually need it, it might not perform the way it was designed to. So do yourself a favor, check the manufacture date on the tag inside your helmet. If it's over 5 years old, start shopping for a new one. And if you ride daily or often leave your helmet in the sun, consider replacing it even sooner. It's one of the most important pieces of gear you own, and the one that could save your life. All right, if you made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of riders out there. Because while anyone can twist a throttle and look cool at a stoplight, it's the riders who understand the little details, the hidden habits and small adjustments that keep their bikes running better, safer, and longer. If even one of these tips was new to you, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. I've got a lot more untold tips, buyer's guides, and hard-learned lessons coming your way. And hey, drop a comment below and let me know which of these tips surprised you the most, or what other underrated bike advice you swear by. I read every comment, and your feedback shapes the next videos. Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.